Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is the show we talk about sports with comedians. Let's get ready to bring in some of the comics and other people who are also going to participate. My man Rodney Perry is in the building. Rodney, how you doing, sir? How's everything?
What's up, bro?
Thanks for
How's your
joining the
day?
show. Hey, I can't complain. I can't complain. You made my day pretty good, actually. So I thank you for that. I appreciate you, Mr. Rodney Perry. Thank you for that. Also bringing in Daniel Dugar. Dugar, how you doing, sir? How's everything?
Hey man, I'm I'm good. How you brothers doing, man? I feel it.
Appreciate
I feel it coming on, so I'm trying to nurse it.
it. Uh-oh. My man,
I'm on my
filmmaker
vitamin
Jason.
C myself.
Jason Hayes in the building. Jason, how you doing, sir? How's everything?
Hey, everything's great always, man. Good to see you, brothers.
Thank you for joining the show, man. If you're all sitting at home, you don't know what the show is, it's called Box Seats. It's where we talk about sports with comedians and they give us their take. So, RP, Rodney Perry, brought to my attention that I didn't talk about boxing this week. You know what? And honestly, there was a lot to talk about. So I'm going to start out with Rodney Perry first, man. I'm going to say, Saturday night there was a Gervonta Tank Davis had a fight in Brooklyn with Lamont Roach. RP, before we even talk about the decision and talk about the boxing match and everything else, I saw a couple of people talk about some boxing issues. First thing, Rodney Perry, how do we fix boxing, bro? How do we get people more excited about boxing? How do we get the interest level back to where it should be?
I personally don't think boxing will be back until the heavyweights come back. Like we don't have any American heavyweights. I mean, we saw the one man kind of emerging, and as soon as he came out, stuck his head out a little bit, got the head knocked off. So until we see American heavyweights, boxing is gonna suffer. I think. I mean, it's cool to watch these little guys fight, but nobody wants to see no little bitty ass dude fighting.
So, Rodney, you think that's the part? You think it's the weight is the issue? Okay.
I
All
think
right.
I think the size of the fighter matters because one thing with smaller fighters, you're not gonna see no knockouts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
rarely see
All right.
that. Even the worst heavyweight can knock you out because he big enough to.
Okay, that's one take. I'm definitely love that take. I definitely love that take. I didn't even think of it from that perspective. Double D, Dugar, talk to me. What you think is the problem? How do we fix boxing? What you think is the issue?
I I think it's the personalities, and I do agree with Rodney. Heavyweight rules the boxing industry. I mean, we haven't seen it exciting since Mike Tyson Holyfield, to be quite honest with you. And then before that, the heavyweights. It was during the Sugar Ray era where it was a whole bunch of bad welters and middleweights, and they
Mm-hmm.
all had personalities. They all had a persona about them that made you want to tune in. I didn't even watch the fight with these guys, and I wasn't really interested in it, unless is fighting Crawford. I probably won't watch it,
Mm-hmm.
He
So
don't want to see
that's
Crawford. He don't want to
right,
see
right,
Crawford.
right. And I love Crawford. I like Tank too, but I really have not been following it based on what Rodney said, the heavyweight class, man. Honestly.
Okay,
I
that's fair.
like I like Terrence Crawford, but he's pound for pound. He might be the best fighter in the world right now, but Tank do not want to see that man.
Okay,
And
I
I
love
agree.
I love what you guys are both saying. Let me see what Jason's saying on this because I have a take that neither one of you mentioned, so I'm interested to see this. What's your take, Jay?
Um, I agree with with Rodney and Dugar, man, because heavyweights are exciting. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like anybody, one touch and it's lights out, and you can hang on everything because every punch hurts. And nobody wants to see a lot of fights go the distance, even though they won't admit that. But also, with Dugar, I agree, about Sugar Ray and all those dudes, but Tommy Hearns had hands. He could put you to sleep. Duran could put you to sleep. Even Sugar Ray could hurt you real bad. So even though they're smaller guys, they were getting guys up out of there. But I'll say the biggest problem with boxing right now is that everything's pay-per-view. Like, when boxing
Mm,
was huge, you could watch boxing on CBS, on ABC. Everybody had access to it. So if you keep charging for everything when it gets popular, at some point you're just gonna lose clientele. NFL, be careful.
Now let me just say this: every single one of you are right. There's not one. I don't think any one of you all said anything else. But could it possibly be what happened Saturday night is that when you have a boxing fight, you sit there and you watch, and it comes out to a draw, that makes the fan at home get upset, because the fan at home, not only just like the boxer, the fan at home wants to see a winner and a loser. You know what I mean? I think, the last 4 or 5 fights I've seen, they were somewhat close to a draw, and that really got me, really upset, because I'm like, man, I'm watching the fight and I'm taking my time to watch the fight. I want to see a winner name, and I think that they should come in a way whereas there's no such thing as a draw anymore. Like, I think that might be one reason. Hey, I'm not a boxing, aficionado. Boxing ain't my thing, but I think that could be a thing. What you got, D?
Touching on what the brothers were saying also, especially Jay brought up, the pay-per-view. Unless you got that Fire Stick, you're gonna be paying for it. Or
Right.
but it's like, you're right. I agree with that, because we would have these boxing matches of us going back to Wild World of Sports and on
Right.
ABC, where everybody who had a television could actually tune in and watch.
Right.
If you don't have that pay-per-view change sitting around and you don't have that box, man, it's like a lot of people lose interest and they find something else to do, And then again, man, a lot of these boxers today are not living room friendly in regards to personality, persona, selling, getting it in. It's almost kind of like so much of this, to the point where it's almost like bringing the streets to the ring. And I just think a lot of sponsors and a lot of people aren't tuning in. When you had Mike Tyson, that was an amazing run. When you had Holyfield, an amazing run. Even Spinks, you know what I'm saying? And like my man said, Tommy Hearns, Hagler, them cats can put you down. There's not enough persona to draw you in.
But at the end of the day, the boxing overall had a committee that made stars, and they made stars to be, as they put in front of us, a 19-year-old Mike Tyson. We didn't know who this guy was. They brought our attention to him. He goes to the Olympics. Mike Tyson does this. Just go to the big names. Like, they put in front of us these big names, and they made their stars. And they put it on pay-per-view. They made their stars too, and we paid for that. So, I mean, what Jay said is right, but we still paid when we wanted to see. Jay, you tell me I'm lying. When Mike Tyson was on and it was pay-per-view, wasn't all of us tuning in, even whether we had pay-per-view or not? We all tuned in, right?
Yeah. I mean, Mike, he was box office. You know what I'm saying? But there's a reason why he's box office. That means he's not the norm. So that means you got a whole bunch of other people that aren't that. And so if they aren't that, you got to look at it almost like, how radio stations, how that song you heard the first time, you didn't care for it that much. But then by the end of the song, because they played it 1,700 times a day, like the first bar, you know what time it is with it. So you got to bombard the market with it.
Hey, you know what, Frank?
They make the stars. Hence my point of saying the boxing commission put that certain person, whoever that person is at that moment, they put them in front of you. Rodney Perry looked like he wants to disagree. Hold on, D. I'm coming to you in a second.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, RP. What you want to say?
Here's the fundamental problem with boxing. It's too many handsome dudes out there. It was a time when it was at least 8 or 9 ugly dudes, man. Somebody mentioned Spinks.
The Spinks.
And them dudes was challenged, physically challenged, and they fought like that. And so we see Javante, we see the guy he fought. These are 2 handsome guys. The fight turned on the fact that the man had just got his hair done. And the hair grease was in his eye. That's a cute ass reason to lose a fight. And so I think going forward, man, we got to get some more ugly dudes in the boxing, man. And I got one of my friends that hey, he's definitely an ugly dude. And he's come to the ranks. So shouts out to all the ugly fighters out there.
Yo, here we go.
And you know what else, man? The heavyweight. Going back to when Rodney started with the heavyweights, I can't recall those guys ducking each other, man. Everybody kind of fought each other. And these guys today, man, they ducking each other. I don't want to fight this dude, or I'm waiting this. And you never really see them in their prime.
Interesting take. All right, let's start with Rodney Perry for the next round. Let's start with Rodney Perry. You up first. I'm getting ready to switch your gears, bro. Oh, you ready, Rodney? Okay.
Let's go, baby.
All right. I'm gonna go first with this. No, you know what? I'm gonna give my takes after, because y'all gonna say I'm kind of tainted. So I put together a list. I said I wanted to ask everybody, give me your top 5 best moments in sports for any sport. You know, if you want, I'll go first. But Rodney, I'm giving you the floor.
You go first.
All right, I'm gonna go first. Y'all ready for this? Here's my top 5. My number 5 is when the Cleveland Cavaliers defeated Golden State Warriors. LeBron James goes off Game 7. I didn't see that coming. I already thought they were gonna lose. Matter of fact, if you all remember correctly, Cleveland was down the series, and Golden State had just won 73 games that season. That's number 5. Number 4, Mike Tyson gets knocked out by Buster Douglas. I don't think anybody saw that coming. Matter of fact, I didn't even watch that fight live. I was like, he's gonna knock this dude out in 30 seconds. I'm gonna go out. I was going out. I went on a date or something. Because I was like, I ain't even watching that fight. Then everywhere I went, right? Did you see Tyson got knocked out? I was blown away. Number 3, the Patriots came down and defeated the Atlanta Falcons, being down 28-3 in the Super Bowl. Didn't see that coming. I thought they were going to lose. Matter of fact, I was pissed off at most of that game. So, number 2, 2001, Patriots come back and beat the greatest show on turf. That is probably one of the biggest Super Bowls too. Greatest show on turf. They beat the LA Rams at the time. No, the St. Louis Rams they were at the time. Greatest show on turf. Nobody saw that coming. The Rams was the biggest what you call the biggest
underdog. Favorite.
The biggest favorite to win the Super Bowl probably in history at that time. And my number 1 was the 2004 Red Sox. They came down. They were down 3-0, and nobody saw that coming. You know, matter of fact, I still watch a lot of that stuff today because I don't think they'll ever do it again. That's my 5. And of course, some of my teams making the top 5. But that's my 5 in that order. I could have added a couple more, but that's my 5. Rodney Perry, give me your 5 from 5 to 1.
So many great sports, great moments over the last 50, 100 years. Let's go Serena Williams. Serena Williams winning her first Grand Slam.
That's
This lady is arguably maybe one of the best athletes pound for pound in the world. And she's a cold ass athlete. And that was a great moment. How about this? Joe Louis knocking out a Nazi. When Joe Louis fought, he stood there in the face with the whole world looking and knocked out the Nazi. Michael Jordan hitting the shot, the push off, the fade away. That's a moment for me.
Yeah, that was dope. Yeah.
Jesse Owens defeat the world. Jesse Owens literally beat the whole world in the Olympics. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Tiger Woods wins the 1997 Masters. I don't think we take into consideration how great Tiger Woods was at his peak. You know, like even Tiger Woods' son don't even understand it. And so to watch how brilliant this guy was at the height of his greatness, and I think we haven't seen Tiger Woods have his old spurt yet. I think he's gonna have a spurt as an old man that when he get into the senior. So I think Tiger Woods got another life coming.
Rodney Perry, you took one of mine because that was going to be that Tiger Woods one I was tied at with the Golden State Cleveland. That was going to be my number 5. Okay, Daniel Dugar, you got 5 to name. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, number 5.
What I have here for me was and I'm just speaking on what I was around to witness, not before my time. And on those, you guys have great lists. For me, it was Ricky Henderson breaking the stolen record. I was there.
Wow.
And that was crazy being the all-time. And that whole year, it was just nobody even gets close to stealing 100 bases a year, man. You know what I'm saying?
You were actually in the stadium?
I was at the stadium.
Wow.
We grew up going to them games. The other one was Reggie Jackson in the World Series, 3 pops, the 3 home runs. Witness not being there, but seeing that on television. The other one for me is definitely the Tiger Woods. When he won the Masters, I mean, this dude, I forget what he said. Was he like 18 under or something like that? But he just had phenomenal shots.
He changed the whole game.
That were just crazy. The other one for me, this was a tough one, man. I'm gonna have to say it was when Jordan did the shot because I thought that was it. I thought he was done. I thought he was gonna retire. I thought it was all over the shot. And the number one for me was O.J. Simpson interrupting my Houston Rockets finals, because that was a
Mhm.
sporting event to me. That was a sport that was something that transcended with sports. I'm watching the Rockets play in the championship, Olajuwon and them, and then news break. OJ.
Yeah, Travis Allen
I'm gonna put
4-5.
that as
Yeah.
number one.
Okay, I like that. Now, what you guys did just now is you and Rodney Perry, you named individuals. I'm trying to get sporting events and sporting teams, but you named the individuals, and I'm kind of, distraught about that because that was tomorrow's question. Tomorrow's question was going to be individuals, but today, so
But they were.
I'm
I get what you're saying, but they kind of they
I
kind
mean,
of hit
it's
the
still
umbrella
a
of
moment. Like
sporting
that was
events.
definitely
It's
a
a
moment when
moment. They were
OJ went down to
moments.
4-5.
They were moments.
That's why I'm not disputing it, because they definitely were moments. They definitely were moments. I got to give a shout out to Matt Treese. Matt Treese who's tuning in. Give me a second, Jay. Matt Treese tuning in. He said Cal Ripken. He got his thing with with Baltimore early. He said Ricky Henderson and Reggie Jackson moments. The Harbaugh brothers coaching against each other. Deion Sanders playing football and baseball, and the Bo Jackson hitting 3 home runs as the Kansas City Royals against the New York Yankees. I like these are great things that he mentioned too. But Jay, the ball's in your court. I'm passing you the rock. Talk to me, bro. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Number 5, Jacksonville Jaguars in their second year of existence, going into Mile High Stadium and thumping the Denver Broncos and Natron memes. Number 4, 1993, Florida State, Charlie Ward wins the first national championship for Bobby Bowden in the history of Florida State football.
Yeah,
That was a big deal.
Good one. Yeah.
Number 3, Jameis J-Boo Winston, Florida State comes back after Auburn goes up on them with less
that's
than
a good
2
one.
minutes to go in the game
That's
to
a good
win the
one.
Natty,
Yeah, that's a good one.
right?
That's a good one.
Number 2 for me, it got to be Tyson Douglas, man. It took me months to get over that, right?
Mhm.
I was in disbelief. Like, it really broke my soul a little bit when that happened. And number 1, when the William Marion Reigns Senior High School Vikings of Jacksonville, Florida, hung the first banner in the gym of a school built for Black people in a racist city,
Oh,
and we
wow.
won the first state championship in the state of Florida for that school. They'll
That
never
sounds
be
like a
top.
movie right there. I didn't even know about that. That sounds like a movie.
Oh, wow.
I
That's
know,
That sound
right?
like that should be
I
a
was
movie.
sitting there crying watching that joint.
That's dope. I like this is why I like throwing these questions out there like
Outstanding.
that, because you get to hear perspectives from people, coming at it from different angles, and I didn't expect it. And I absolutely love that. That was my top 5. Tomorrow, I already got the questions lined up. Tomorrow I'm going to ask you guys, and I'm putting it out there right now. So you guys got time. Maybe you could think and figure it out. But I want your top 5 best performances in any sport by any player all time. Like top 5, and I want you to think about it. And I'm putting it out there so people at home can think about it too. And the reason why I'm doing that, the reason why I'm saying that right now, and I'm doing it purposely, is because people can change. Like what your top 5 is now might want to change by tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like if I had to pick right now, my number 1 pick right now, it would be Muhammad Ali, just breaking the color barrier. You know what I mean? Doing that thing, that infamous photo that he took, standing over, I think it was Sonny Liston at the time. It's just so many different things. So I really want to think about it. And of course, my Stack is coming in right now, and Stack wants to go his top 5. But Stack, I'm going to let you say your top 5 when you tune into the show. That's why you got to tune into the show. That's why you got to. Okay, Stack is in here. Stack, Stack. I didn't even see you in there, Stack. All right, Stack, give me your top 5 before we move on. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stack, give me your top 5. You're on mute.
What's up, y'all?
How you doing?
What's up, bro?
Right.
No particular order, but I wanted to get my 5 out because I was thinking about it earlier. I got Tiger Woods' most recent Masters victory, which almost brought me to tears because, for one, I am an avid amateur golfer, and nobody really saw that one coming.
Right.
But in the days leading up to, the tournament is 4 days long. So, just kind of seeing that kind of build up and being like, yo, like he might do this. And then that last day, those last few holes, like just seeing the dominance and just with everything he had been through at the time with the leg injury and the divorce and losing all the money and coming back, it was monumental. Next, I got Derrick Rose when he dropped 50 after his return. And I mean, his emotion passed on to me. You know, he was in tears. And so I almost teared up on that. But that's another, you know, just big time comeback story for me. So that was huge. Next, I'm gonna go with the 2008 Boston Celtics championship. For me, the last Celtics championship was the year before I was born. I was born in 87. So they won it in 86. And then they went into futility in the 90s with the whole death of Len Bias and Reggie Lewis and just all the different things that happened that just didn't really pan out for the Celtics at the time. So winning in 08 was great. Also just to see Ray Allen and KG get their first one. Obviously Paul Pierce, who was a big name in the city. Number two, I gotta go with the New England Patriots 28-3 comeback against the Atlanta Falcons. That was big to me, being a Boston guy, living in Atlanta at the time, watching the Super Bowl in Atlanta, and knowing that we had a shot even when we was down 28-3, and being in a building full of people at a place called Josephine Lounge on Buford Highway in Atlanta, which is very, very big place watching the Super Bowl. And I had pretty much everybody. They was pulling my Patriots cap down. The DJ was talking big smack. And, you know, I'm in the section with the promoter. You know, there was one other Patriots fan there. And I remember it was like a fumble recovery. And I looked around and he nodded and I nodded because we knew what was about to happen. And it was two young ladies next to me from DC. And I was like, he's about to win this. She was like, what? Why are you even cheering for the Patriots? Like, what makes you think this guy gonna come back? I was like, just watch. And then after the game, she was like, you was right. And they had the after party planned and everything. Josephine's shut down for the night. They ain't even open. They just won the game. My boy Fo Diddy was the promoter of the party. He said Julio Jones' manager hit him up. Julio was getting ready to come to Atlanta, do the after party right there at Josephine's, and just blew up the whole thing. And I got the hell out of Dodge after that game ended because I knew it was about to be violent. But I was lit. I was just screaming. I was like, "We out! We out!" Just put my hood over. I was like, "We out!" Got up out of there.
What was number one, man? What was number one?
Sorry, man. That was a big one.
Yeah.
Oh wow, number one. Maybe they forget my number one. Damn. Hold up. It's coming. It's gonna come back to me. Wait.
You want me to come back to you while you remember?
No. It's coming back to me. Just give me 1 second. Number one. Damn, that was. I'm sorry.
I guess that was number one then. That was
number one. It might have been, like I said, no particular order, but I had a fifth one.
Okay, well, this is why I wanted you to write them down because I knew this was going to happen. This is why I wanted you to write them down. I knew it was going to happen. Well, guess what? I'll let you come back to your number.
Oh, you got it. It's cool. I'll give y'all four. That's fine. Since I was late, y'all shave one off.
I'll let you get to that. Rodney Perry, I'm coming back to you, bro. And the reason why I'm coming back to you is because I've been hearing all this LeBron James talk right now. Me and Kev been going back and forth with this right now. But Rodney Perry, there's something there was a question today that made me want to ask you this question, bro. And I'm going to make it official right now. LeBron James has impressed everyone with his 40 plus, you know, obviously being over 40 and everything and all this. And hell, I got to talk to my man Kev because now I'm starting to sit there and say, listening to what a lot of people are saying about obviously, you know, the Jordan comparisons and everything else. But my official question for you is, are you impressed or not with everything he's doing? If he does or doesn't win a championship, will you still be the same way you are right now thinking about him if he does not win a championship this season? How will you take it?
This is the reality, man. Whether he win the championship or not, it's still remarkable, you know. And he playing with house money now because nobody thought they would even be great this season. So the guy is playing great. I think I said this yesterday. Luka has extended the man's career. We might be looking at Jordan. We might be looking at LeBron James 5 more years. We're gonna be asking these same silly ass questions 5 years from now. Do y'all think he can still do it? Yes. He can still do it. The guy is incredible. Mike, let me tell you something. LeBron James, first of all, he already got the best semen in the world. Watching Michael Jordan kids get picked up and took to jail.
Right.
Meanwhile, LeBron James' son is in the league. And how about this? He probably going to play with his grandson as well. Let me tell you something. The guy is awesome. He don't have no blemishes on his record. He even a great husband, and we know how hard that is. I've been doing that 28 years myself, and nigga, ain't no it's hard. It's hard to navigate all the ass in the world. You LeBron James, and he navigating that and still great. Wow, well done, sir.
Okay, so the question is on the floor, Dugar. The question is, will LeBron James still be held in the highest esteem if he does not win a championship this year?
I mean, come on, man. I mean, LeBron could twist his ankle tomorrow and not play no more for the season. His legacy's already been written. He's going to go down as, I got to put him in the top 3 of greatest players of all time. And when you get one of the top 3 players in the league today to play on your team.
Top 3. What you mean top 3? What you mean by that?
Which top 3 you talking about? LeBron being an all-time top 3 player?
Who you putting ahead of him?
I got Jordan and Kareem.
Oh, I thought you had stuck your little Kobe friend in front of him.
And when you inherit a top 3 player in the league like Luka, your job gets easier, man. LeBron is in supreme shape. What he's doing at 40, I think is dope. But I'm not like overwhelmed because the guy he's in shape, man. If you stay in shape, you're gonna be great. And he's beating up all his nephews that idolize him, man. He doesn't have a nemesis, is what I'm basically saying. So when you don't have a nemesis, you can roll through the league with all these guys who worshiped you for 20 years. They was young Thundercats coming up watching you on TV. So for me, without him having a serious nemesis, man, and you having Luka, it makes it easier. It makes it easier. There's other players that don't have that.
I'm not sure if you're really answering the question, D. So I'm gonna.
I did say. I said his legacy is already cemented.
Okay,
Agreed.
all right. I'll let you get that one. I'll let you get that one. Jay, filmmaker, Jason Hayes in the building. Jason, talk to me, man. Tell me, is LeBron James's obviously everything he's done, will it be tainted in any way if he doesn't win a championship this year with all the numbers he's accumulated just this season? Because now he's eclipsed everybody. Tainted or not?
How you can't taint that, man? I mean, the dude has 50,000 points. You know what I'm saying? He's gone like 11 NBA finals. He's won 4. You know, he's won with, with trash can juice. You know, his teammates. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, LeBron could have stopped playing 10 years ago and it still would have been the same. You know what I'm saying? You know, in my opinion, because for me, he's the best I've ever seen. You know, I look at him and I say, could Mike have matched up, with Bron physically and skill-wise, all things being equal? No. Bron wouldn't even be Mike's assignment. You know what I'm saying? So for me, the dude, the resume is the resume. And there's no way you can undo that because he didn't win a championship at 40 with a bunch of dudes and Luka that nobody really knows about.
Well, I will say this. I'm gonna leave you with this. If he doesn't win a championship, he's giving more fodder to people who go to Jordan versus LeBron thing. You know what I mean? Because
Indeed.
Yeah,
but I don't see how that's true though, man. Because
he don't pass
Mike,
Jordan whether he win or lose, though. He don't pass Jordan in most people's eyes.
But,
right.
But Rodney, listen, Jordan was done 7 years ago, bro.
So now you're going with
still chasing a lot of Jordan numbers, though.
7 years ago.
He's still chasing a lot of Jordan numbers with 7 years less play.
Right. What you're not mentioning, Jay, Jordan went to college for 3 years. Bron had a 4-year head start. He came straight out of high school and went to the pros, man.
Okay, hold on.
And you guys,
hold on, guys. Let me give.
Go ahead.
Just real quick. Mike needed college, bro. Remember, Mike is a freshman. Mike wasn't ready to go from high school to the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
How do you know?
To me, that's not a slight because he didn't start at North Carolina.
Okay, I'm gonna come back and Jay. I watched
started.
I'm gonna answer that as soon as Stack give his thing because I watched Mike play in college and I'm gonna come back to that. Stack
as a freshman.
I remember I watched it, bro. I was there. I watched
started.
Go ahead.
Man, okay. To answer your question first, Frank, whether he wins a championship or not, this is still remarkable. It is going to give fodder to the Jordanites, who, doesn't matter what anybody ever does. And I told you other occasions that there's nothing that anybody can do in basketball ever that is going to make a Jordanite even consider that somebody might be better than Michael Jordan. A player can come along, be bigger, stronger, faster, better passer, better shooter, play longer, be in their prime longer. Even if they win 10 out of 10 championships, Jordan fans are going to find an angle, and I'm a Jordan fan, but the people are going to find an angle to kill him. Because I remember when Kobe won his first three-peat, and I remember the Jordan dudes coming at me really hard as a high schooler about how Kobe is nothing compared to Jordan, and I never even brought back then. I wasn't even bringing up Kobe GOAT discussions back then, but that just goes to show that was the first time I learned that with Jordan fans, there's nothing you could do. So yes, him not winning the championship is going to give more fodder to the Jordanites. But the truth is, just to mention what Daniel was saying, first of all, Jordan wasn't ready his freshman year. Jordan didn't even play varsity all 4 years on his high school team. And now we're saying he could have went to the league out of high school and performed to the same level of LeBron. Just let me finish. And then I heard the other point about getting Luka at the end of his career. Didn't Kareem get Magic at the end of his career? But you see, Jordan fans will cherry pick the certain things to validate their argument every single time. Because the truth is, there's always guys that dominate the league for 3 years here, 4 years there, where they had the league, right? Where it was Kobe's league for 5 years. It was LeBron's league for however many years. It was Jordan's league for however many years. It was AI's league for a couple years. Nobody's done it this good for this long other than LeBron. It's unprecedented. There's nobody close. So it's really no argument if you ask me. But like I said, the Jordanites, there's nothing anybody can do.
Stack,
no matter
back
what.
To you in a second. I'm gonna step back into you in a second. Ladies and gentlemen, Stacey J is in the building. Stacey, how are you doing? I see you in the driving in the traffic.
Oh, don't get me started on Atlanta traffic.
Yeah,
I've been here.
I just got out of it. That's why I was.
So, Stacey, the question is
particularly terrible today. Yes.
The question is, if LeBron James does not win a championship to this year, does it taint his legacy on what he's been able to accomplish if we compare him to being the greatest of all time? That's the question.
Absolutely not. He has done so much over such a long span of time consistently for so many different teams that it is going to be a very long time if it ever happens again, if someone else happens to do that. I think that LeBron has done more than enough to cement his legacy and be a name in the annals, in the rafters for a long time to come.
I like that answer. I'm gonna just go back to Jason and say one thing to Jason, then I want to move on because we can make this whole show about LeBron and Jordan, and that was supposed to be yesterday's show. I will say this, Jason. I'm gonna put you up there, Jason. Michael Jordan was starting from North Carolina when he came out of college, and he could have went to the league. The only reason why he didn't was because at that time they weren't allowing players to come straight out of high school into college on the way they did 5 years later after that. Now, you could dispute if you want or not. I remember that vividly because at the time I was covering sports. I was doing what I'm doing now at the time, and that was the conversation. So I know that for a first fact. No matter what you read, no matter what you've seen, the conversation was for Jordan to come straight out of high school to go to play. And they were like, no, he's a guard. He can't do it. Now, if you was a forward or center, you had a better chance. But as a guard, you had no chance of coming out of high school, going straight into the league because they did. Now, you guys, what people are forgetting, this is what I'm going to throw out there too. What people are forgetting, nobody knew who Jordan was until Jordan became Jordan, which was his second year in the playing for the Bulls. Remember, his first year, he injured his foot, and he was injured for most of the season. So we're going to come back to this conversation because I see guys want to still get back and forth with this. And a lot of people are forgetting that, you want to add all the years, but Jordan, 80% of it, matter of fact, 90% of his first season, he was injured at home with a broken foot. But, That's
In those
another
2 years
conversation.
he played in college, he had Hall of Fame coaches, and he got to learn how to win from James Worthy, which they diminished LeBron's legacy from learning how to win from D Wade. But this kid came straight out of high school and took whatever coach he got and was putting up the same numbers at 40 that he was at 18. But somehow, some way, we still find in the narrative to suggest that the 6'5", 190 Michael Jordan could never ever be eclipsed, no matter what.
Because
So Frank, I'll respond to that, right? Okay. For me, I remember Michael Jordan at North Carolina because he was my favorite college player until I started noticing Len Bias.
Len Bias.
Mine too.
That's
Mine
right.
To me, Len Bias was a better player.
Maryland dominated that. Dominated
for me, right?
Yeah.
Now, the thing about LeBron that really infuriates me is you talking about a guy. You say, okay, he didn't win a championship on like 6 or 7 different occasions when you can't name the teammates that he lost with outside of the Miami Heat losses, right? Every team that he left after going to the championship the previous year, when he left that team, they were picking in the lottery.
It's true.
So you're going from the NBA Finals to the lottery every single time that man left your organization. If that ain't greatness, bro, I don't even know what to say to you.
Jason,
when Jordan left, the Bulls went to the Eastern Conference Finals the next season.
To stack, just because
absolutely they did.
Just because
they
you
play
throw
off
that
both
out
years,
doesn't mean anything. But we're gonna come back to
this. Yes, it does.
That's just what happened. That's just what happened.
Yes, it does.
We're gonna
went to the Eastern Conference Finals after the greatest player in the world.
Bro, he the only dude that left.
The Eastern Conference Finals the next year.
Rodney Perry.
Your fault. Bring up LeBron in any space and expect it to be a quick conversation.
I know, right? I know, Stacey. And this was supposed to be yesterday's conversation, but nobody showed up. That today is everybody's conversation. And I
was here. Jay was here. What the hell? What are we, chopped liver?
No, I'm just saying. Like,
he said nobody,
Rodney, the question's up for you now, because now I saw another news item I definitely got to bring up to you, and it looked like it's about to happen in about 2 or 3 weeks. Here's the question, Rodney Perry. Should Nico Harris be fired? Because right now, everybody out of Dallas is pushing. And matter of fact, the NBA has been batting down things like that, and they turn this thing around. They're trying to fire this black man for everything he's done out of Dallas, and they're very upset. Once Kyrie Irving got hurt, they're like, there's movements. There are signatures being passed around. There are people going around right now trying to push for the NBA at the minute the season is over to fire Nico Harris because he traded away Luka Doncic. Now, I'm putting it to you right now, Rodney Perry. Do you think Nico Harris should be blamed and fired when everything haven't unfolded yet? What's your take?
I mean, it's easy to Monday morning quarterback the situation. I mean, there's obviously some stuff they saw going on with Luka. I mean, I'm sure he didn't make this decision in a bubble. I'm sure there was other people involved in making that decision. Now, he's a great scapegoat. He's a great scapegoat. If you got to blame somebody, you blame Nico Harris. Because, I mean, you can't fire the owner. They say the owner wanted the team to tank. And guess what? She got what she wanted. Because they want to move out of Dallas, to maybe to bring some more gambling situation in. So, I mean, that's some of the conversations we hear. Nico may be a casualty of war based on that. So, I mean, is it his fault? He is absolutely a giant steaming piece of doo-doo when it comes to being owner.
Hilarious. Duga, what's your take on this? Should Nico be fired? Because everybody right now is pushing for this man to be ousted tomorrow. Like,
in a Trump world, they would say fire him. Who's his boss?
The owner.
Exactly. So you put the brother in a situation as a GM to make the call. He did what was told of him to do. The owner wanted casino, new arena attached in Dallas. Dallas said no. She said, then this is what I can do. Get rid of Luka. Get this cat. And here it is. Now, if nobody's hurt on Dallas, Nico is the GM of the year. So it's like, no, he does not deserve to be fired because we haven't seen that team at full capacity. The one I really feel sorry for is Klay Thompson.
Mhm.
What?
Why? You gotta say why. Come on, D. Give me why.
Come on, man. You leave Golden State where you could have re-upped the year before when they was going to give you the extension for the 2 years. You leave them because you want to win another championship. You go to Dallas. You got Luca over there. You got Kyrie over there. And you got them young Thundercats over there. You get AD. You're like, oh, wow. Okay, we lose Luca, but we got AD and we still got these big giants. We still got a shot. Then that whole thing went timber. Come on, man. Clay might be thinking about going fishing and not coming back on his boat with his dog.
Jason, what's your take on this, bro? Should Nico Harris be fired?
Absolutely not, because Nico Harris didn't make the trade, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We've been around long enough to know that can't no GM move no franchise player, without the owner saying that's what got to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, because like Dugar said, he's a great scapegoat. You know what I'm saying? But as a born and raised Southerner, listen. Out of all the Southern states, Texas is my least favorite for a reason. And so all these people calling this, this groundswell to fire him, I know who they are.
Yeah.
I know the motivations, for them calling for it. So we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, you already know what it is. Stack, what you think?
No, I don't think that he should be fired. I actually think, from a basketball perspective, the Mavericks actually had a really, really nice, deep roster. If everybody was healthy right now, I think he would be a candidate for GM of the year. I don't think Luka, unless he learns to dial in on defense, is going to get anybody a championship, because he's just going to be just an easy pick, right? Just like the Celtics did and picked on him in the finals last year. So I think if Nico wasn't pressured to make the decision, whether he was or wasn't, I still think he made the right one by bringing in AD. Had AD not got hurt and Kyrie still been healthy right now, this wouldn't even be a conversation, honestly.
It sure wouldn't. Stacey J,
Right.
talk to me, girlfriend. Tell me what you think.
Clay is absolutely Will Smith standing in the middle of the living room on Fresh Prince right now.
Right. I like that spin.
Yes, we feel for him. He definitely got the raw end of the deal here. But everything that everyone is saying is absolutely correct. He said every piece of what I was going to say. First and foremost, no, Nico Harris should not be fired. Is he going to be fired? Probably, as a show to kind of save face for the organization. Again, no one expected Kyrie to go out. People probably expected Anthony Davis to go out, but not so quickly. And no one addressed the fact that they just raised the ticket prices as well. This is all part of the plan that they have going on, the master plan to do everything that everyone said was a conspiracy theory that they're actually already doing. So I think if things don't go according to plan, they will fire Nico just to try to save some of the fan base, because they still need money coming in. So, however, to appease their fan base, but he absolutely is the person taking the blame, because you do not move a Luka by yourself and everyone else signs off on it.
I did not even know
and
about.
All came from the top.
Honestly, I didn't even know about the raising ticket prices. Thanks for that statement.
Yeah, that just happened.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that. Rodney
The
Perry,
same
you up
day
now?
Kyrie got hurt, they raised the ticket prices.
Wow. So, okay, Rodney Perry, we're gonna move because of time. I'm gonna skip ahead because of time. I want to go to the NFL and ask you. I'm gonna start with you because this is one of the questions I sent you guys. Tell me which NFL team could be this season's Washington Commanders and why. I'm gonna go first, so you can't. So I can steal some of your thunder, Rodney Perry. I'm gonna go first.
You go right ahead.
I'm gonna say your team could be the team to steal some thunder. Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears could do that because of the Joe Thuney signing and trade that they did yesterday, because Caleb Williams, one of the biggest things he didn't have all last year was a left tackle. Now you're giving that man, with the same wide receivers who's still staying, you're giving him a left tackle, giving him time to throw the ball. So that's my team, is the Chicago Bears. Rodney Perry, who's your team who could be this season, upcoming season's Washington Commanders?
It could be the and I know I'm stealing this from JD, but it could be easily the Atlanta Falcons, man. Atlanta look good. I like the young quarterback. They made some great moves, and Atlanta deserves, to have the strip clubs packed, man. And I think it's coming.
They definitely can do that. Daniel Dugard, what's your team, and who could be this season?
I say it's the Commanders again. And if it's not the Commanders, I do like Atlanta because I think that young quarterback over there is dope too. But I think the Commanders are gonna go. I think they're gonna go right back. I think they're gonna have a shot at going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they will. They will. Well,
I think them adding Debo gives them that little edge, especially if he stays healthy.
Well, I'm basically asking you who's the team that's going to surprise you that you didn't see coming in, and if that's Atlanta's your team,
man. I hate to say this coming out my mouth, but I'm gonna have to say the Las Vegas Raiders.
That's going to be a team that surprise you. Okay, all right, okay. So, Jason, who's the team that was last year was trash trunk juice? Is going to come out this year that you didn't see was basically last season's Washington Commanders, because we all know Washington Commanders last season was trash. Right. And then this upcoming season that just passed, they went from trash to the NFC Championship. Who is that team going to be for you, Jay?
For me, that team that can come out of nowhere, where they have zero expectations for them, Carolina Panthers. Because they're in a horrible division. Bryce Young has proven to you that he's not a bust. Xavier Legette is legit. And if they go out and they make a trade for DK Metcalf or somebody like that, to give somebody else to be opposite Legette, they can cause some problems for some people.
Yeah, see,
Carolina.
This is why I like asking these questions. Stack, talk to me. Who is your team that you think could do that?
I'm going to call a Mayday on this one because I think it's going to be Drake May and the New England Patriots, because we're talking about Mike Vrabel now coming in as your head coach. We're talking about Josh McDaniels returning as your offensive coordinator with a promising young QB, $130 million to spend, and the number 4 pick overall, even though they're in the AFC East, which everybody assumes will be dominated by the Buffalo Bills. I think as far as a young QB-led team with minimal expectations that could surprise people like the Redskins or the Commanders last year, I'm going to say it's the New England Patriots.
Okay. And Stacey, I'm going to give you 2 questions, Stacey, because I want this question and who give me your top 5 that we didn't ask you, because I know you did your homework. Go ahead, Stacey.
Okay. So initially, this team was not trunk trash juice, but I see that they're making moves. And much like the Commanders, I don't think that the Commanders were that terrible last season, but they have always kind of been 1 or 2 pieces away from being who we know that they could be. And they found Jaden Daniels. I was going to initially say the Houston Texans because they did make it to the playoffs, and they had injuries and everything like that, and they are making moves. But trunk trash juice, honestly, I would say the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they had a very interesting offseason last season, and they are going to make moves to figure it out to get where they need.
I had to fight JD over that one.
I'm trying to tell you, you might have to do that. All right, Stacey, before we wrap up the show, I know you did your homework. Stacey, give me your top 5 best moments in sports all time. Any game, any event. And I know you're driving, so unless you know the 5 off the top of your head, just unless you want to come back to tomorrow, we can do that too, because we're coming back to this tomorrow.
I know 3 off the top of my head.
Okay.
My first moment was actually going to be the series where LeBron and the Cavaliers came back from 3-1. That entire moment was monumental in sports. Moving over to football, the Super Bowl with the
She got stuck. Anybody hear her?
Oh, nah, she's out.
She's out. Okay. All right.
And
okay, so
let me.
You still talking? She there.
She's still there. Okay. We didn't hear what you said. What was your second one? You got stuck.
The second one is the Super Bowl with the Seahawks, where they were at the 1-yard line and they just needed to presumably give it to Marshawn Lynch to run it in to win the Super Bowl. They did not do that. And that did that. My third would be the game between the Patriots and the Raiders that started the Tuck Rule with Charles Woodson. It
So
changed
the
that.
Patriots versus the Raiders. Yeah, 2001. That's a 2001 season.
Yes,
Yeah.
I feel like that was very big because it changed football in a sense, that particular game. My fourth one would be, I don't remember the year, but when Kawhi, the last time Kawhi cared about being in the playoffs, one of the last times
How about
Kawhi
that?
cared about being in the playoffs. And the Raptors, he was with the Raptors. I forgot, who were they playing?
The
Philly?
Sixers. The Sixers.
The
They're playing Philly.
Sixers.
Yes, and he
Yeah.
hit that 3-pointer. The game was going back and forth. He hit that 3-pointer in the final 4.4 seconds of the game.
Yeah.
Two finals, and they ended up winning the title. So those
Yeah.
are the four off of the top of my head. I can give you another one tomorrow.
Okay. Well, we'll come back.
She's
We'll
gonna say
circle back tomorrow.
28-3. That's what she's gonna say. She's gonna say
Yeah,
20.
she is. Rodney Perry, I just want you to know for the record, Stacey, not from Atlanta, had nothing to do with Atlanta, and 3 of her things was a Patriots picks. Just want you to know that. And they had nothing to do with me.
Y'all get so much controversial favoritism.
Well done.
I knew somebody gonna say that. Somebody gonna say that.
I mean, it's hard. They're in a lot of, unfortunately for us, they're in a lot of.
It was a fumble.
So,
Here we go. Here we go. Rodney Perry.
I'm just saying, if you allow Frank and stack the pick, it's going to be a Patriot pick.
I mean,
because
I spread it out.
I'm not mad at that.
I spread it out a little. I spread it out.
But let's not forget the Patriots have had some of the most incredible wins and losses. They had some of the most incredible losses too, because the loss with the David Tyree catch, it still hurts me. You know what I mean? That still breaks me up. Rodney Perry, I'm gonna leave you with the last question. We're gonna go around the last question. And we said, I like the way you said best moments in film, on sports and film. I like that question. I want to have that be the last question of the day. What was your best sports moment in film?
Man, you know what?
Real
I thought you was gonna say this one, man.
I'm gonna say for tomorrow.
I love sports movies. First of all, I love movies where people overcome incredible odds. And when you watch Notre Dame and Rudy and the guys get a jersey to Rudy,
yeah,
I cry every time. I weep literally every single time. My family like Roddy downstairs watching that damn movie again. So that's one of my all-time favorite. I mean, I don't want to get to a top 5. I want to leave the floor for my friends.
No. We're gonna leave just one because I got one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna go next because I like this. You know, my favorite, one of my favorites that I saw recently was Invincible with Mark Wahlberg.
Great movie.
Yeah, I loved it.
And that's based on a true story too.
Yeah, and that's why I leave that there because Invincible is based on a true story, and that really happened with that pick at the end. That really happened. Dugar, can you give me your best sports moment in film, bro?
Rudy. It's Rudy all day.
Oh, wow.
Rudy all day. All day.
All right. I like Rudy too. Rudy was really good. Where was Jason at? Jason, can you give me your best sports moment? We're going to do top 5 of this tomorrow.
Yeah, 20 years ago, it might have been Rudy, man, for the MAGA movement. But,
Yo.
but now, I mean, my favorite movie, I watched it probably 100 times, in my lifetime. And I love the end. Roy Hobbs in The Natural. I love The Natural, bro.
I've watched it 100 times. Man, you're my twin brother because I must have watched that 100 times myself. I swear to God, I love Roy Hobbs. That's a great movie.
Now, when I think baseball, my other movie is Field of Dreams.
And mine is The Natural. The Natural's dope too. But see, we naming our 5. We ain't trying to go there. We ain't trying to name our 5.
Okay.
Stack, give me your best that you could just right now before we do the top 5 tomorrow. Give me your.
I'll be real. When I was a kid, I really watched The Air Up There quite a bit. And it was with Kevin Bacon. He was playing the basketball coach. He goes to Africa, finds the phenom, brings him back to play for St. Joe's. Good movie though. If you've never seen it, check it out. It's pretty funny too. Okay,
I will give you that one. And Stacey, you had time to think about it. What's yours?
Oh, I didn't do very well. Just to not name any movies that anyone named. My favorite, a movie that I like that is fictional is actually Any Given Sunday.
I like that one. That was good.
Willie Beeman.
Willie Beeman.
Yes, we love Willie Beeman. So fictional, And non-fictional, I would say Ali.
Yeah, that's a good one too. That's a good one
Nice
too.
one, Stace.
Stacey always thinking. That's well, we're getting ready to roll up out of here, and we got 4 minutes left. So I want to make sure we got time to tell everybody out there what we're doing, what we've got going on. Rodney Perry, tell me about your comedy and crime podcast. Everybody out there, how they can follow you, what you got up next.
Podcast is cracking. It's comedy and crime, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. The viewership is growing and growing. The last episode, well, I got 5 more episodes this season, but the last one I got in the can is the Bill Cosby episode. We look at the Cosby case and we kind of break that down. I'm excited about that. That'll be next Tuesday. We rock that one. And wow, thank you all for tuning in. This weekend I will be in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the with Tone X and Friends, bringing back the old school. I used to go up there years ago. So shout out to Tone X and Friends. That's tomorrow night. Excited about
Rodney Perry, thank you for joining the show. You need to do OJ Simpson, bro. I'm gonna leave that with you. You need to do an OJ episode because there's a lot.
For sure.
Especially with that documentary that Netflix just dropped out there with the OJ stuff, a lot of stuff that I didn't know. You need to, y'all need to hit that one up. Dugar, talk to me about it out there, bro.
Hey, you can follow me on Daniel Dugar Carnival. I am jumping on another ship on Saturday. Follow me, Daniel Dugar Carnival. That's where I'm at.
There it is. Jay.
Malcolm dead, D.
Yeah, Jay. Jason.
Oh,
you know?
hey, you can find me at JD Hayes right here on the Black Man site fan base.
Jay's my pro black. I love it. Jay, I love you, man. I love that, man. Stack, tell everybody out there how they can follow you.
Y'all can follow me at Stackinova on Instagram or right here on Box Seats.
There it is. Stacey.
If the city of Atlanta ever sees fit for me to ever get out of this vehicle, you can find me on IG at Day or on TikTok at Stacey X Sports.
Thank you guys for watching the show. Thank you guys for joining the show. Show's called Box Seats. We'll be back on tomorrow at 5 o'clock. This is a great show. You know what I'm gonna do before we roll up out of here? We need to figure out what day we're gonna do this LeBron argument. So Stack to get off.
Man, look, hey.
Before
you do, man.
Any day.
Okay, yeah. Let's please do that.
We can literally have the same conversation every day.
This is so
Good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get past it because Stack keeps saying
You're not gonna get past it. I told you the answer. You're never going to convince a Jordan. It don't matter what happens. Anything can happen. Jordan's.
It's all about how you break it down, Stack. I got guys who work for Clutch, and they say Jordan is better than Bron.
That's fine. There's
Why
probably
did you bring
people
this
that
up
work
again?
for
Why did you bring it up again? You were
I'm sorry,
almost
right,
almost there. You were
I
almost.
was out.
Yeah,
He brought it up.
Clutch is the authority on.